Genius sorcerer Gaius laments that with 3 magical crests he was born with, creation, power, and rapid firing, he cannot grow any stronger. So he decides to reincarnate in the future. Reborn 5,000 years later as Mathias Hildenshimmer, he gains the 4th crest, Close Combat, regarded in this time as the weakest crest. Deciding to join 2nd Royal Academy, Mathias travels to the city where he discovers magical knowledge has drastically decreased. He meets fellow Academy hopefuls Luri and Alma and enchants a magical sword for Luri, who develops a crush on him. After defeating Knight Captain Guile with his sword and showing his advanced combat magic, Mathias is accepted into the Academy with Luri and Alma. Headmaster Edward asks him to teach the other students his wordless casting, the ability to cast spells without speaking, a skill normally rejected in academic circles, in time for the next inter-academy competition. At the competition against the prestigious First Academy, Mathias realizes one of their students, Devils, is a demon, and defeats it after exposing it to the audience. He realizes the decline of magical knowledge and wordless casting must have been caused by demons to make humanity weaker after he himself almost drove demons extinct 5,000 years ago. The king personally thanks Mathias for defeating a demon, even though to Mathias it was barely a challenge. For his reward, Mathias requests access to the kingdom's dungeons. The king reveals the most powerful sorcerers of the kingdoms vanished after the demon's defeat, causing Mathias to realize they must have been demons who infiltrated human society to destabilize it. Now unable to keep hiding, Mathias reasons they will assemble armies to attack the kingdom. He thus gains the king's permission to continue teaching wordless casting while gathering materials necessary to cast a magical barrier of protection over the city. To gather resources, Mathias decides to raid a dungeon while Luri and Alma increase their combat power, teaching Alma how to use a bow and Luri how to craft and enchant weapons and armor. After reaching floor 10 and increasing their levels, Mathias descends to a much deeper floor, alone, to gather information for the barrier. While there, he also defeats a boss monster, his magical power coming to the attention of several demons. After selling the boss monster's Magi Stone, which Mathias considers too small for the barrier, but everyone else considers big enough to be a national treasure, he splits the money equally with Luri and Alma. 2 demons appear in the city to avenge the death of Devils. Luri and Alma distract the weaker demon, allowing Mathias to defeat the stronger demon by himself. The king once again rewards them, Mathias with the location of every known dungeon, and Luri and Alma with a cash reward. Mathias realizes a demon is watching the throne room with a surveillance spell and manages to injure the demon on the other side. The king recognizes the demon's voice as Erhard, his former mage captain. With Erhard's location discovered, Mathias decides to find him, but as it would take a year to travel the distance, Mathias takes Luri and Alma into the mountains and introduces them to Iris, the Darkness Dragon, who despite being unimaginably scary to the girls is one of Gaius's defeated enemies. She revealed years previously an accidental magic explosion returned human society to the Dark Ages, explaining the current lack of magical knowledge, and also damaged her wings, which Mathias now repairs. With Iris carrying them, they travel the distance to Erhard in only 1 day. After breaking into Erhard's home, Mathias exposes him from behind his spell of invisibility. Refusing to believe Mathias is the one who injured him due to how long it should have taken the real Mathias to travel from the academy to his home, Erhard attacks but is quickly weakened by the Magi toxin on Alma's arrows, severely affecting his magic and making defeating him easy. Mathias also exposes a stronger mist demon hiding in the forest and after a short fight, curses the demon with a spell to overload his magic, causing him to explode from the force of his own magic. The explosion uncovers a dragon vein pillar buried in the earth, a giant crystal pillar that can tap into the magic power trapped in the earth. The demons had planned to summon an army of monsters just outside the city. Returning to the academy, Mathias offers to vouch for Iris to attend the academy in human form. Due to her unfamiliarity with human behavior, Iris laughably fails the written exam, but is accepted after using unusual methods to defeat Guile in a sword duel and her magic almost destroying the academy arena, which Mathias promises to repair. Preparation of the barrier goes slowly with only 2nd Academy students. The king requests 1st Academy offer assistance, but Headmaster Folkia refuses to associate with their inferior academy. Mathias suggests holding a 2nd inter-academy competition, and Folkia agrees provided Mathias does not compete. Folkia brings 50 students to compete against 5 from 2nd Academy, but they easily win using wordless casting. The king, who had been observing, sees that Folkia had been forcing his students to ignore his order to switch to wordless casting, and has Folkia arrested. Folkia's students, who did not like him much, happily cooperate with 2nd Academy and learn wordless casting. Still requiring a much larger magi stone for the barrier, Mathias takes the girls back into the dungeon, much deeper this time, and harnessing Iris's magic summon a dragon. After a long fight and using all their new skills, the dragon is defeated and yields an anti-magic stone of sufficient size for the barrier. Mathias also decides Iris has improved enough to become an official team member. Iris trains to be a better fighter with her human body, while Mathias and Luri use the resources harvested from the dragon to make swords for themselves, a new bow for Alma, and a spear for Iris capable of withstanding her power. As Mathias begins constructing the barrier, the demons attack, forcing Mathias to put Luri and Alma in charge of defending the city, while he and Iris begin distributing adamantine to complete the barrier. The students hold back the demons while Luri crafts an arrow for Alma capable of defeating the first demon to attack. Following his death, more demons arrive, but Mathias, having finished the barrier in time, defeats them, then activates the barrier, preventing demons from being able to enter the city ever again. Unfortunately, while the demons are defeated, their army of monsters, summoned using another dragon vein pillar, is still outside the city. The students defeat the first wave of monsters using wordless casting, then retreat so Mathias and his team can take the more powerful monsters. The most powerful, a Void Eater that consumes other monsters to grow, is manipulated by Mathias, feeding it certain spells so it will provide more useful resources once defeated. With the Void Eater defeated, Mathias decides he has to leave the academy to find the Dragon Vein Pillars. Edward lets him leave, but keeps him listed as a scholarship student. In case Mathias' adventures get him into political trouble, the academy can then protect him from them. Mathias decides to explore the Melkia dungeon, but learns since he reincarnated, an adventurer city has been built over it. Reaching Melkia, the group then learned the Melkian Lord has been making the city unsafe, and controls the Adventurer Guild, meaning adventurers have to do whatever job he gives them. Most of the adventurers come back from a monster hunt severely injured, requiring Mathias to heal them. Mathias learns the previous lord passed away suspiciously, causing him to suspect the new lord is a demon, making adventuring as dangerous as possible to kill off strong adventurers. He sends a secret letter to Edward to pass to the king, then plans to spend the next day hunting the monster that injured the adventurers. However, due to the awkwardness of all sharing a room together, Mathias and Luri don't sleep at all. Regardless, they defeat the monster easily, drawing the attention of the lord, who appears to have spies in the guild, and even adventurers working directly for him who begin following them. Mathias easily leads the adventurers into a trap where Iris knocks them out. In response to his letter, the king sends his royal proxy, Ake, to order Mathias to take Lord Dokiel into custody. Defeating Dokiel's guards, Mathias arrests him and Ake takes him to face the king. Too late, Mathias realizes the demon controlling Melkia have found the dungeon's dragon vein and summoned a monster horde outside the city. Entering the dungeon, Mathias leaves Luri to cancel the spell placed on the vein by the demons, with Iris and Alma guarding her, while he locates the demon in charge. Eavesdropping on the demon's telepathic conversation, Mathias determines there is an even higher ranked demon somewhere else advising the demon on how to beat Mathias. It is also revealed the master knows about the sorcerer Gaius, meaning he is very old, smart, and powerful, but is unsure if Mathias is Gaius' reincarnation or not. Even with his master's help, the demon is overwhelmed by Mathias and beheaded. Luri restores the vein, causing the summoned monsters to vanish. Via the remaining telepathy, Mathias and the master demon casually threaten each other and decide to meet in the future. Mathias becomes excited at the thought of an actual challenge. Mathias had captured the demon's magical signature in a magi stone, but required a device he created thousands of years ago as Gaius to track him. The device is currently across the border in the Radiana Alliance, a group of allied kingdoms, and across the border he needs permission from the king. Returning home, they find the academy demolished to make way for a new upgraded academy. With permission across the border, Mathias learns his device is in Folkia region, an area of such strong magic it is forbidden except for A-rank adventurers. So Mathias agrees to take the A-rank promotion exam. The adventurer Gilaus is ranked S, higher than A, and is obsessed with fighting. He nonchalantly promotes Iris, Luri, and Alma, but insists on fighting Mathias, who has become famous as a demon slayer. Gilaus proves to be the strongest opponent Mathias has faced, even able to copy Mathias' combat moves. Yet Mathias is still victorious. After advising Gilaus how to get even stronger with spells, Gilaus is grateful yet irritated at having to read books to learn. He advises them Folkia is dangerous and adventurers frequently vanish. Straight away, in Folkia border, guards try to secretly place demon tracking spells on them. Bandits attack but are swiftly put to sleep. Unfortunately, Luri and Alma also accidentally fall asleep. The group continues to Folkia and they immediately sense 32 disguised devils, a type of demon that is weak at magic and prefer to fight in large groups. Rather than sneak past the town's guards, Mathias uncovers a concealed tunnel. Emerging into Folkia, they see that citizens have all been hypnotized to keep them mindless while they work in a large factory. Protecting themselves from the spell, they infiltrate the factory and find they are refining Lonkin demon ore. 1 ton of refined ore can make a bomb powerful enough to destroy an entire country. Though it is so rare, collecting 1 ton takes decades. Facing devils is dangerous as they can use sense share, so once one devil is aware of them, all 32 of them will know as well. Using superior strategy, the group begin killing the devils one by one, until only 10 remain. The remaining 10 decide to use small pieces of ore to blow up the city, only for Gilhouse to suddenly appear. With only the devil's leader remaining, Gilhouse duels him alone, and Mathias is pleased to see Gilhouse has already improved his spellcasting. After a difficult fight, the devil is defeated but not yet dead. The devil passes on a message he will soon be resurrected, then disintegrates. Mathias realizes the master demon responsible for Melkia was controlling the devil via necromancy to pass on the message. Gilius names the factory's foreman the new Lord of Folkia. Continuing on their journey, they reach the ruins hiding the device, and Mathias is forced to conceal the fact that it was he who built the ruins. Using his device, Mathias confirms the master demon's name is Zardius, and he was sealed long ago because he was too powerful to be killed. Mathias is certain he is too weak to defeat Zardius. Even if he was strong enough, their battle would likely destroy the world and push humanity to extinction. Desperate, Mathias uses the device to search for a sword he forged long ago, and finds it somewhere back home in the king's treasury. Zardius finally resurrects and flies to the kingdom to stop Mathias finding the sword. Alma and Lori reach the treasury where Iris is almost killed instantly. Mathias is able to keep up with Zardius but is also injured and fears that defeating Zardius and saving humanity just might cost him his life. Zardius reveals that all the demons Mathias has destroyed before have been resurrected inside the barrier to kill Lori and Alma. Lori and Alma are saved by Edward and the Academy students and throw the sword to Mathias, but Zardius stabs him. Mathias comes back to life, revealing the sword was the most powerful he had ever created. If the wielder dies, their life force is used to resurrect them. Zardius is defeated, but before dying, warns Mathias another demon will just replace him. The king once again gives them access to the treasury as a reward. Mathias discovers an adamantine arrow he crafted in his previous life, but the matching bow is missing. He tracks the bow to the Isis Company, who, not knowing the value of adamantine, melted it down, so Mathias buys all their scrap metal as well as some magic stones for the girls. Guile informs Mathias of an incident where their neighboring kingdom, Sihil Empire, was attacked by an army of artificial doll soldiers. Due to the complex magic, Mathias deduces a demon is responsible and may be in control of Sihil. Later, Lori suspects Mathias might kiss her, but he really just made her a necklace from one of the jewels. Having fully recovered, everyone decides to set off to Sihil for their next adventure. And that's the end of the video. As always, if you liked what you saw, subscribe to the channel. I'll be uploading a lot of videos just like this, so I'll see you at the next one.